Bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome back to Tom Plays Europe Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We are back with France. We had a moderately successful war with Burgundy, although we didn't manage to vassalise Milan, which would have been great. And I cleverly managed to delete my own army, so that's a really good example of what not to do when playing as France, or indeed anyone else. So I think a lot of today is going to be devoted to trying to recover from that. We did need to do a fair bit of recovery anyway. Also would love to pay these loans back. I don't know if you noticed last time, but before the end, the warning that our subjects had high liberty desire had disappeared. Someone's claiming Cambressis, which, yeah, one of Burgundy's vassals, I think. But yeah, so the liberty desire has gone down a fair bit, and that's basically because our relative army power has improved. And it's only going to improve more as time goes on. We've got all 3 diplomats working on our 3 remaining vassals. A little torn here, because part of me wants to build up the army as soon as possible, but part of me also wants to pay off these loans while we've still got quite a large income, because the army is quite expensive, so our income is much higher while we're waiting for it to rebuild. So I might just spin time in a little, let the manpower recover a bit, let our money go off of it, and if nobody attacks us, maybe we can lose a loan. Okay, cardinals in front. Ooh, brilliant. Oh, right, he's a cardinal. Right, so I would generally go for having them in because the benefits. I mean, prestige is great, but tolerance of heretics isn't an issue. We don't have any heretics at the moment, and stability cost modifier, yearly payful influence. It's useful. It's all good. All stuff I would consider to be worth having. Especially because if we get... Yeah, we've had to renew a loan, you see, which will have pushed our interest up, which we could really do without. So I would love to at least get into the position to pay one of these loans back. If we can. Also, we've got an uprising on the way. Ferrara wants free access. I do not object to that. Right, England has got a new cardinal. We could do taking that away from them. So, separatists, they're going to be 8,000 and they're going to show up any second. Now I'm guessing that they are going to appear here. Not totally sure, but it looks like we might need to combine these armies in order to put these rebels down. We do have quite a bit of money now anyway, so let's just make a couple more troops. Okay, we've got another technology alert. So, ooh, military. Okay, so we do have a negative to it because of the Renaissance, but nonetheless, I don't think it's enough of a negative. Plus, we may actually be ahead of our neighbours. I should check this actually. So this warning alert here, which takes us again to stability and expansion. See our war exhaustion, not quite hit 0 just yet. It does actually tell us if we hover over this where they're going to appear, and it is actually where I was thinking. So, yeah, worth having our army right next door. That should hopefully allow us to put it down fairly rapidly when it appears. Only 8,000 troops. Okay, we've got a new champion of the joust. Unheralded commoner won the joust, so we can either get a really good general or we can try to stop it happening again, which gives us legitimacy. More legitimacy than we need. So I think we should gain them as a general. So let's combine these armies and let's see this amazing new general. That is pretty good. Coming very handy for the next war. Okay, I'm going to assume that 10,000 people will be enough. Let's just pause. Especially with our new wonderful general, which should give us a chance to get our money up a bit. There we go. So let's move him down here, because I'm guessing the next uprising, well, it's going to be either Burgundy or Brittany. You'd imagine. How much does it cost to pay loans back? Right, so we can pay one of them back. I'm going to do that because it should increase our income a little. Technology, basic financial instruments, that's fine. Okay. The other thing we could do, which should increase our money, is reduce inflation. So that costs administrative power again. But you see our money has jumped up. So it's sometimes worth doing. There's also an advisor with a special ability to start reducing inflation gradually, but ours seems to be fairly static at the moment. So having it nice and low isn't a bad thing. You obviously don't want to reduce it if it's less than 2%, which was kind of what I was waiting for, because this reduces it by 2%. Okay, so going to speed time on a bit more. I'm thinking I might actually risk trying to pay off the final loan. And then we will just focus on rebuilding the army. This is not going to be the most interesting episode ever. I've got a new cardinal. What's this? Military access. That's fine. I can cope with military access. Marriage offer from a vassal. I can also cope with that. It's actually quite frustrating not having an army. But I only have myself to blame. Okay, I think that is enough. If we focus on low value troops for now, I'll send you over there actually and you down here. Ooh. Okay, they want our help in a war against Savoy. I'm going to accept that. And we are going to head straight to Brescia. Not really happy about accepting it. Oh boy. Okay, nobles ally with foreign power. Flanders. Yeah, I'm gonna say they'll pay for their treachery. Cost us administrative power, but it doesn't cost us prestige. I don't think we're actually going to be fighting Flanders, though. If I can help it. Right, so I'm going to put these armies back together. The reason, partly, that I accepted this is because, for one thing, Savoy and their allies aren't that powerful, so I think Provence can easily win this. And for another thing, we have some claims on Savoy. So if we play our cards right, we might be able to make peace with Savoy ourselves and maybe just take one piece of land from them before Provence make peace. So we'll see. Ideally, we can do with more troops of this. Okay, it's another negative one. Lots of negative events this time. So we have a lose prestige, we lose administrative power. Under the circumstances, with our prestige quite low, I'd rather lose administrative power, even though it's extremely important. I'm going to try and build a whole bunch of troops again, hoping that that will still allow us to pay off the loan when it does come up. Right, this is a new one, I think, expiring Casus Belli. Basically, we got a diplomatic insult on Flanders with the last event. Ooh, that's not good. I'm actually quite surprised. It looks like we heavily outnumber them. I'm not sure why they just decided to attack us. Because we've won. Oh well, not complaining. Alright, so I'm going to bring all of our troops to join this siege. Not sure how many troops we'll actually need to take it, but nothing else. Provence can hardly complain about our participation in this. What are they attacking? Oh right, the sieging Paris. Right, encroachment of nobility. So we either let it slide, in which case the nobility gains some land, they've got quite enough, or we demand it be returned. I think demand it be returned. So they have risen up in revolt, which I have to say is incredibly annoying. I'm going to abandon the siege and go deal with them. Might be that one of our vassals keeps the siege going, but if not, we'll just start from scratch. Not that concerned. This isn't really our war. Little concerned that their fort is automatically taking Brescia back. Can we get back in time? No, we can't. So let's retake Brescia and then we'll start the siege up again. So I'm mildly fascinated by how ill-equipped. Actually, let's go and break that siege first. How ill-equipped Provence seems to be. I thought we'd be way ahead by now, and it kind of feels like we're doing all the work. It's actually astonishingly annoying. I'm not even sure I've seen Provence's army. I'm definitely making peace first chance I get. Ooh, 18%. Actually, I don't think we'll be able to make peace just yet, no. And I think we might need to take this fort in order to do so. Vassal having a bad time up there. Our archer looks like they're winning. Amazingly. Okay, let's take this castle then. That is impressive. Okay, so what I'm hoping is, as soon as we take this castle, we'll be in a position to make peace, and I think we should have a claim on this land here, so hopefully we can just siphon off this one piece of land, which actually isn't part of the Holy Roman Empire anymore, so that's also good. So we may as well speed up a bit, because I'm not planning to move now, no matter what happens, pretty much. Okay, we have our first national idea, so I'm definitely going to go for this one. Because if you remember, the objective was to get this adaptability so that we can start making cores for much less admin power. So we'll probably miss it this time. Hopefully get enough admin power to take the land we get. Actually, I should just check that we're not able to do it already. Ooh, We are. Right, brilliant. Let's do it. We've got some money, we've got some land, I'm happy. So we'll start coring that as soon as we have the money, and let's just see where this uprising is going to be. So that's Burgundian separatists, 9,000 of them, so better keep the army together. And they're either, well, they're in one of these two provinces that we took from Burgundy. So if we move here, we should find that this becomes the only province they're likely to arise in, which has a castle, and we'll be next door. So a lot of the time you don't want to prevent these, you want to let them happen. And then move in to stop them. Because then usually the probability goes right back down to 0%. Oh right, was this originally part of Provence? Oh well, it's ours now. I suppose it explains why Provence was attacking Savoy. But yeah, that was pretty good. Would hurt too badly, and we managed to get one piece of land away from Savoy. Okay, excellent vintage. We've actually got a positive one now. So you see here the chance of uprising has gone entirely over to here, to our province with a castle, which is brilliant. Okay, so we need to get 64 admin power. We also have plenty of money now. Let's just play this low enough, because they gave us some money. So with that in mind, might make a few more knights. Common ground with the Pope, that's good. And we also should start improving relations. So let's improve relations with all of our allies as our next step. And hopefully we can move things along a bit. You Holy Roman Emperor. It's a bit of a concern actually, because that's probably increased their authority. If the imperial authority gets to 50, they can start making reforms which make them more powerful. It's not a big concern though, because controlling the Holy Roman Empire is incredibly difficult, and I've yet to see the computer succeed. Oh, Milan's attacking Savoy now. Sure, I'm not an ally. Never mind. So this is more cavalry than we want in one army, but it won't be once we split the army into two again. Military access, I am okay with that. We should be able to start coring the now as well. Just really need that rebellion to happen. Should also check again whether we have. We do. The diets of the nobility is worried about our manpower reserves, which I kind of agree with, but do I want to be forced not to join in if someone has a war? Whereas the clergy want a house of worship, which we do need to build. Bourgeoisie just want investment. I think we should go with the clergy, build a house of worship in Bordeaux. Perfect. Just build a church down in Bordeaux. One of the only pieces of land we took from the English. That will give us more money and will also take us closer to fulfilling one of our missions, or at least a future mission. Okay. I really wish these rebels would rise up. I don't really want to start going too fast until they do. But anyway, let's start rebuilding our army. I'm just going to put troops everywhere. There we go. And then we'll have to pick between Brittany and England. Whom should we attack? To be fair, it's not a huge concern. There's a castle there, isn't there? We can probably go as fast as we want. Provence has embraced Renaissance, which is good. That's the point actually, we need to save up money to embrace the Renaissance as well. military access, that's fine. Oh yes, Provence's ruler has died, which is why they're no longer excommunicated. Okay, so if we split this army in two, and take this one over here, and move these troops here, it should give us two armies again, hopefully both big enough to handle the Uprising. We'll see where that lands. Okay, so 9 infantry, 3 cavalry. And this one has 11 infantry and 3 cavalry. Right, so 2 more infantry over here. To start with, if we've got the money, which we do, 2 more cavalry as well, it goes up to 4. We've completed our estates agenda, which gives us some base tax in Bordeaux, which is always nice. That's why they tend to be worth doing. And let's give this one a general, and I'm going to look at seizing some more land. I'm expecting an uprising anyway. So as soon as we've finished building these troops, because I don't want the uprising where the troops appear, I'm going to seize some land, and then hopefully we can look at making a new privilege to give us more. I'll probably go for administrative power to start with. I'll probably do the new privilege straight away, and then seize land. I think so, because we do have a lot of land. We've almost got enough that we would get away with it. So I'm going to start with administrative, because it's generally the most valuable. I think this one is a stability either way. Oh no, we can lose prestige instead. So we can lose our advisor, or we can lose prestige. I might lose the advisor, even though I hate losing administrative power. Right, before I get derailed again, add privileges. And we want to go for religious state. So that's monthly administrative power +1. I think that's instantly going to give us this, which is low crown land, which you can see causes some serious issues. So we're going to instantly seize some land, which is going to cause a rebellion. If we've got any troops left. Okay, so we had a rebellion there, and another one here. Right, for some reason these guys are coming straight down to attack us. So I suppose we should just stay put. Looks like it's the nobles that rebelled. Okay, so we also pick a new advisor. So it's still a +1, I think. Missionary strength, not at all useful. But I'm reluctant to... Actually, I don't think we can afford anything more. So I might actually not bother, because missionary strength is so unuseful at this stage. And also, we do already have the same admin power we had with an advisor. So I might just leave that and ignore that alert this time. Let's send them down. Kind of expecting the uprising once our armies... Yes, they have. Inevitably. Although actually they didn't manage to rise up when the before the army left. So we've put down the Burgundian uprising now as well, which is good. Unfortunately we had lost this piece of land to the nobles, so we'll have some penalties there. But it's fine. Okay, so we should, in theory, be able to start thinking, at least, about attacking Brittany or England. And why attack one when you can attack both? So what we're going to want to do is head down there with that army to make sure we take Le Bourg before the English do, and then head up here with the other army. should probably start with the English rather than with Brittany. Which is fine. Now we want our armies to be as powerful as possible. So what do we have? Just slow down. 4 cavalry, that's fine. 4 cavalry, so we just want as many infantry as we can get. We actually have room for 15 or more infantry in total, but we don't have the money, so nor the manpower. Fair enough? No option then. More importantly, let's see if our allies are willing to join in. Someone's attacking Burgundy. Savoy? Savoy's attacking everyone. Maybe Burgundy attacks Savoy, to be fair. It's more everyone attacking Savoy than Savoy attacking everyone. Right, so if we were to declare war on Brittany, Provence and Castile are both willing to help. Scotland is not. I actually think that's perfect. So let's do it. Not quite ready. So the main reason we wanted to get into Le Bourg as soon as possible is so that Castile can't take it first. We want to take it first because hopefully we want to claim it from the English. And that would actually finish one of our missions. Okay, so what else do we want to do in the meantime? Let's start improving relations with some people. I'll do the Papal State again, we'll do Genoa, and let's do Switzerland because they have reason to be grateful to us anyway. We'll probably pull one of those out to make peace with England, but we'll see. Those together. These are our vassals, aren't they? Oh, Provence, actually it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, no one else can claim this land. So we should be fine. Shame we have disloyal troops, but we will manage. Okay, brilliant. 16 and 15. Oh, we're still building. That's why. Right, we'll join them then. So we've basically got 2 sieges going. Scotland isn't involved this time, which is brilliant. So hopefully we can make peace with the English, take however much land we can get from them. Even if it's not much. They at least won't be taking land from Scotland. And it'll give us a bit of progress on the English. And then we can hopefully take the whole of Brittany. Oh yeah, Aragon's on our side this time as well. And I think we'll try and vassalize them. So I'm just speeding up because we are just doing the sieges. Not much to it really. And you're attacking Geneva. Okay. Insubordinate nobility. So we're losing a yearly army tradition and there's nothing we can do about it. So our army is going to get worse and worse. That really is very, very harsh. Okay, so we've actually, I think, taken as much from England as we can. We could, on the other hand, siege down this castle. Brittany's, and then we will see whether we can make peace with England. Because we're not going to be able to take any land from England themselves, I don't think. Okay, brilliant. No, actually, I'll just speed up. Okay, right. Okay, so we either agree with the clergy or don't. I see, so we gain prestige but lose papal influence and loyalty, or we lose more prestige but gain papal influence and loyalty. Might ignore the demands. It's a shame to lose papal influence, but the prestige is more important. Okay, so we've won the siege. So what we want to do first is make peace with England, because they aren't the people we made war with. They are not willing to make peace at all. That's annoying. Really quite surprised by that. I imagine that what it amounts to is that... Oh, King's died. The war just hasn't been going on long enough. I think is probably the cause of this. Our stability has gone negative again. Boost it twice again. Sorry, mildly annoyed. So yeah, that's interesting. In theory, I guess I'll just drag things out a bit longer then, because I don't think England is going to make much headway against us. So what are we going to do? I could call Scotland in, but I don't really want to. I revolt, I'm going to ignore them. I'm pretty well equipped to deal with revolt right now. So this is what happens when a nation later decides that they would join in. You can do a call to arms and get them to join in. We could do this, but actually I think it'd be counterproductive. I think England will start attacking Scotland, we won't be able to help, and it'll just reduce our war score. So yeah, I think we're probably better off just spinning the time on and waiting till the English are willing to be reasonable. Because I don't think there's anything they can do. Put our diplomats back. Starting making money again. You can tell by the sound whether you're making or losing money. Okay, so a few months on. I notice England haven't been able to land any troops on the continent. Still not willing to make peace. Right, so I could go through some of the options for making peace. You might have seen me eyeing up the vassal options. These are treaties. You can also force them to get rid of treaties they currently have, like alliances. You could force them to release nations that they had conquered. Oh, that's an interesting one. Could actually annex them. Return cores, so they could return the Cour Lavore to Armagnac. Revoke cores, they no longer have a claim on cores that they did have, or just give you land. So it's easier just to select land over here, but it should have appeared in green on here as well. So this is basically what I want from England. So not going to accept it at the moment. Which is fine. I'm going to keep building our military strength, because I'm wondering if that might be a factor. Still have a regency, but our heir is nearly ready to ascend to the throne. Okay, that's good. And we should probably try to improve relations with someone else. So maybe Brandenburg. On a bunch of the Holy Roman Empire, there are lots of people you can make improve relations with. Munster. Yeah, that'll do. I'll keep a diplomat available to check the English. But let's spin on to next year, I suppose. New technology, docks. Which is fine, although we are getting quite impacted now. The thing is, we can't actually make a war with anyone else. Oh, there we go. There's Louis XII. Not a very good king. If you remember, these go from 0 to 6. So, terrible, really. Oh, and that's what the flavour text says. His tutors could not make a great man out of him, although we hope ruling our great nation will. Oh, the heir's much better. Oh, good grief. Probably quite young, though, unfortunately. Yeah, age 0. Still, if he comes of age, it might be worth making the king a general, which is an option, because he might get killed, and then we could have a much better Dauphin. Okay, so how are they doing? Well, it's going down a little. So number demand again. We've almost got a high enough war score that we might be able to vassalise Brittany in spite of the English. It just means we wouldn't get any land in that case. Ignore them as well. We may have revolts everywhere, but I will cope. I think we can also make a few more troops. Aha, right, we've now got too many military leaders. So that's because our power projection's fallen below 25. We may be about to increase it winning this war, so I'm not sure I'm going to get rid of a leader just yet. No, a leader's just died. Fair enough. I think that was the commoner leader we got, the one that was really good. But it happens, so we'll get this leader back. Now back up to 19 army. And we've just lost a second general. Okay, that's fine. Actually, seeing as I think we were losing army tradition, maybe we better make a new general faster. Still terrible. I think army tradition is what determines how good the generals are. We'll start claim on Aragon, that's fine. I don't think we're going to need it now, seeing as they belong to Castile, and Castile is an ally. Okay, so Brittany wants to make peace. Oh! Alright, the war score's gone to 100. Right, okay, well let's see what England will give us on their own first. They'll renounce some cause, but they're not willing to actually give us anything. Okay, but apparently Brittany can somehow force England to give us things, which is probably more valuable than having Brittany as a vassal. Okay, let's go for that. So we have fulfilled a mission, which is reconquer Normandy, and we gain a permanent claim on the Brittany area, which is handy. So yeah, subjugate Brittany is now on our list. Oh, this comes up sometimes. It's basically because we'd won the war completely. We had a 100% war score, and it makes the war exhaustion go up faster. So on the stability and expansion screen, the war exhaustion would have started climbing immensely. So our remaining truces are done with, although we'll have a new one with England and Brittany now. So, oh, brilliant! Must take that. So making cores will now be much cheaper, which is fantastic. That's what we want. We do need to make cores. Oh, we only need to make Rennie. Of course we do. But it will cost us much less. So we actually have a claim on all of those now. Okay, brilliant. I would have loved to get that, because there's always a concern that Castile might take it. But can't be helped. So, yeah, brilliant. So just as a final thing, we've got enough for a papal blessing, which I've been ignoring. I want to take this one, send papal legate, because it not only improves our diplomatic reputation, it reduces the cost of diplomatic annexation. So we're going to take that, and then we're going to annex somebody. Now maybe we should go for one of the bigger ones. How about you? In fact, if it's going to cost us less, should we do a few? It's obviously going to utterly destroy us in terms of our diplomatic reputation, but we're going to have to do it anyway. And at least it's temporarily up. So yeah, we're going to annex all 3 vassals, and then we should be able to revoke this privilege quite safely. States' loyalty must be higher than their influence, so we're going to have to improve the nobility's loyalty as well. So if we summon the Diet, what does the loyalty want? The nobility want? They want Picardy. Well, in some ways I agree with them, but at the same time, do I really want to fight Burgundy again right now? Might take the easy route and build another magnificent house of worship. I mean, in some ways, that would be a good thing, because it would automatically give us a claim. We would probably get some good benefits for taking it, but at the same time, our last war with Burgundy wasn't exactly easy, and I've just started annexing a bunch of vassals. I wasn't really about to go to war until we'd finished. Government reform. Okay, so we have a centralised bureaucracy or decentralised. They both have advantages, but I'm going to go for centralised. Monthly autonomy change should mean that we get better taxes and such like over time from all of our provinces. So yeah, brilliant. Just spin this on a bit. Okay, we're going to have to pay more in order to get more troops, and we've lost another of our claims on Aragon, but I don't think we're ever going to use it. See, Savoy's almost dead. I suppose we could try and make a claim on them. Not while we're annexing vassals, though. Oh, I wondered if this would happen. Right, so there's a duke from Normandy who lost their land to the English, and we have now regained them, and they want us to restore their land. So that would give us a vassal back. However, I'm not keen, I'm afraid. Not really particularly up for gaining another vassal right now. Especially not one that we would just have to annex later and take a hit to our diplomatic reputation. I'd rather lose diplomatic power than prestige right now, so that's fine. And hopefully we can start this court. And I think that will be enough. Oh yeah, could have done it a while back. Not to worry, do we have a decent advisor? I should just check in on that. Stability cost modifier. Actually, that might be worth having. So that reduces the cost of boosting stability, I believe. So yeah, might be worthwhile because we are going to want to boost stability next chance we get. But yeah, right, brilliant. So it didn't go as planned at all. But although we didn't vassalise Brittany, we probably won't now because they've only got 3 provinces left, so it's not really worth it. Plus we have a claim on all 3. It did allow us to effectively kick England off the continent, apart from this bit here. So next time we attack England, we'll be taking advantage of our alliance with Scotland to actually take the fight to their own island, which is going to be trickier to achieve, but we'll manage it. So that means we will also want to make some claims on England itself. We can't expect Scotland to survive forever, although they might, because they've done much better than usual. But we may also be going for Burgundy next, unless someone else is looking weak, so we may be after Picardy anyway. But we'll see. In any case, let's just pause it. So yeah, that was interesting. Recovered from the blunder with deleting the army reasonably well, and took a little bit of land from Savoy, some land from Burgundy, quite a lot of land from the English, which is great. A little bit more from Brittany, so I think we're making some decent progress. Hopefully get the Renaissance next time. We need to start building up our money. So maybe it's a good thing that we're not meant to be buying any more army troops for a while. I can try and increase funds, hopefully not too... Okay, we're not making a lot, but we're making something, so that's the main thing. Okay, so leave it there for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.